A cookie and snack giant may be trying to gobble up the Hershey Company in a potential king-sized merger. But it appears the Dairy Township-based chocolate giant will not be easily convinced. Welcome to News 8 at 5:30, everyone. I'm Brian Roach.
And I'm Lori Burkholder. I like what you did with the word choice there. Well, tonight we are taking a closer look at the economic impact a merger would mean for the Susquehanna Valley and the candy-making industry at large.
We have a lot to break down here for you. So as we first told you yesterday, new reporting from a variety of sources confirms that Mondelez, the owners and makers of Oreo and Cadbury, approached the Hershey Company about an acquisition deal. Reports show that deliberations are in the early stages, and there's no certainty that discussions will actually lead to a deal. A representative from Mondelez declined to comment, and a representative for Hershey said the company does not comment on market rumors. This is a potential deal that would create a food giant with a combined sale of $50 billion. Data from Bloomberg indicates the Hershey Company has a value of more than $44 billion, including its debt.
And since its founding in 1894 by the Milton Hershey, the company has remained independent and with its corporate offices based in Dauphin County, despite several takeover attempts and even a strategic review in 2007 by its board. All business offerings have to be approved by the Hershey Trust, the shareholder that owns the vast majority of the candy giant's votes. So this isn't even the first time that Mondelez itself has attempted a takeover bid of the company, trying to do so in 2016, with the board rejecting a whopping $23 billion offer.
Today, News 8 spoke with a professor from Harrisburg University on what this deal could mean for the people who work at Hershey and buy from Hershey should they be taken over.
It is substantial. The risk of losing jobs, I think, is sizable, especially if a large player like Hershey gets merged with an out-of-town company. The likelihood of restructuring, claiming some domestic or local jobs is high. It is quite likely that when a new owners come in, they would want to prioritize cost reduction, and it could mean, losing jobs locally.
There's also a legal rule that would cause problems for a potential deal. Pennsylvania law gives the state's attorney general the power to intercede on any deal that takes power away from the trust. And that's what happened back in 2002 after the Hershey Trust announced that it planned to sell its controlling interest in the company to Wrigley. Following pushback from the public, the attorney general at the time stepped in to block the sale through the Dauphin County court system.
It is something that keeps consumers protected, because without government interference, the monopolist has unchecked power to, increase prices, and that is a move against the interest of consumers. One could not overlook the impact that Hershey has on local community and culture of the region, which also could erode and deteriorate with new owners coming in and kind of overlooking the significance of the company.
And also something else we've been seeing confused with this when it comes to the story. Many people thought that Hershey already had a partnership with Cadbury.
Well, they do, sort of. Cadbury has roots all the way back to the 1800s in England. But in the 80s, the Hershey Company acquired the license to sell their products in North America. On the back of Cadbury candy bar wrappers, you'll find the writing, "A product of the Hershey Company." You have to look close. Time will only tell, though, if that deal stays the same or grows into the same company.